and educate the masses and go back to Africa. Well, that's what parting ways is about. We become that link to Africa for all African Americans and other races, because you all come from Africa anyway. But there is a breed of people that can kill. These people don't have feelings. Now, the theory is they're not even from here. They've been diluted or deleted from feelings. How can you let children starve and have a mansion? How can you call yourself a leader and your shirt so crisp and suit and tie so, and your dress is a $500 a day knockoff, but you can afford to live in these hotels and have? How can you live that way if not you're cut off from your people? See? So my job at this age, and whatever time I have, is to funnel a lifetime of victories. They've done everything to me, and I'm still here. All right? My only education was in guided missiles with a top secret clearance at the age of 17, but I couldn't get past the 8th grade in school. So there's more than one way of knowing things. And our people have that in their DNA, especially the women. We have cultural and spiritual things that they have to build a CERN collider to compete with the melanated people. So I don't want to keep going on this one. I know we're going to run out of time. But what I want to try to leave everybody with is please get in touch with me. I know that the leaders and the rulers and those people who have the money and support and finances to help us with this project, to save children's lives, I know that they want to, but they're cowards. They won't even talk to me. They do not want to talk to me because I know how to fix the problem. And I won't say the whole world, because my solution is give the kids a chance to fix it. I know one young man, about your age, who can't even pay his rent because he can't find work. But he's invented 30 inventions, and one of them is like an iPad that you connect to your skin or your neck, or like earbuds. And it allows the blind to see, the deaf to hear, and he can't get a job. These are targeted individuals from cradle to grave that will never see money. They will never be financed and so on. And it ain't like they can steal your stuff and do it because they already have it. They want to keep the good thing going. We don't need oil, but that's what we're going to use until we wake up. So the idea of getting the young people to get out of their books, you didn't write them, get out of their corporations, you don't own them, and take a walk or a ride downtown or into the suburbs and see how many of those are owned by your people. How many buildings did you build downtown? How many businesses do you own? Is that by design? Are you saying we're so screwed up that we don't want or try to get these things? No. There's two worlds. And to balance this thing, because you're never going to get them together. To balance, because you have to stop war. You have to make love to have. You see, and they rather die in hell than to admit that their father was black or Asian. They would rather die out than to have their daughter or son come home with a brown skin or yellow skinned child. So it is a war in the sense that they have everything. They have the power over everything. But they do not control the people. So just simply educating the people who don't have access to computers. Some can't even watch public access TV because they have to have cable. You know, if you don't have a job, you're only looking at food to get you through the week. If you have children, you're being blackmailed and pressured and traumatized, and it's torture. Every day you get up, you're being tortured by a system that wants to keep you down. Parting ways is taking us out of that. So this is basically what I'm trying to give to my children. I can't give them gold. So, and I'd love to meet your or interview your father, because the idea, once people find out about the nutrition and the foods and the salts and things that are over there that can help us, we're going to need to get back and forth. And we want to go to Senegal. We want to go to Guinea-Bissau, Mozambique. We don't care if it's China, Russia. We don't give a crap. But we got to stop depending on the people who enslaved us. And stop trusting the man just because his skin is brown, you think he's brown. Or if he's black, you think he's black. If they got a racial issue, get away from them. Because you know our people are every color in the rainbow. Now, I would like you to stop staring at me like that. You're making me nervous.
Well, I can't help it because it's so interesting that every single thing that you kind of touched on, and not everything, but overall is a journey that has been on for a really long time. And it's like a blessing to be able to sit here and talk to someone who's actually lived it. Or it's not just coming from a book like you said, but it is your book. It's a book that you've written yourself, and that you've taken pieces of others that you've actually met and you've actually been interacted with, and that's something that you don't find every day. And in keeping with the theme of going back to the roots, I mean, you couldn't have that.
You're on the right track. You couldn't have picked a better name. The idea, Marcus Garvey had 3-star liners that they were constantly sabotaging his own people. Our people are infiltrated. There's no group that's not infiltrated. And then we have our own that are jealous and envious. So you can't work as a group. You've got to stop that. Everybody's empowered to be a single cell working with another single cell. Nobody needs to be the boss. Then, oh, that's unorganized. That's well, it worked for me. I got 13 children. Out of my loins, over 100 I have to pray to every night. Over 100 great-grandchildren, grandchildren. I got a few that I don't remember. I don't, because they're coming so fast. On the way. Now, this is one tribe. Once I woke up, I realized I had to do something for myself. Well, that's what you got to do, dear. That's what every one of us have to do. Re-educate ourselves. First, reclaim our culture and heritage. Our roots are in Africa. It wasn't called Africa back then. But if you do your homework, you're going to find out, gee, we've been here. There is no record of our beginning. And there is no record of our past. Our ending. And, in fact, if you go to Mars, there's a place called the Cape Verde Promontory. Take a good look at it. Because they're starting to discover someone lived there. Some high technology's up there. And that's why they're remote controlling and moving around trying to get to that promontory rate as we speak. Now, let me ask you a question, because I know we're running out of time. If you never get a chance to talk to me again, at least do your homework and pick up where I left. Because like I said, I'm a rare breed. They sent me to the wars. I've been to Vietnam. They sent me in their prisons. I've been in their prisons, chain gangs, pick cotton, you name it. I've done all that. I've been a Black Panther. I've been a Nation of Islam. I was the highest ranking in Rhode Island. For many years I ran that temple. But I'm trying to tell you, if they try to kill me, they destroy my family, they will do that to you. But they can't do it no more, because now we have the internet. Now we're able to communicate all over the world. And that's your job. That's young people's job. Because we don't have much time. So while we're still here, go to the nursing homes and find out what your grandmother and great-grandmother and them and grandfather, get their story. Make them the new Madonna, the new Jay-Z. Give them a nice sending, because they'll come back and work with you. I know this from experience. If you go look on the website, you're going to see footage of actual ancient rituals that took place, and you'll find masons and shriners there too, so I'm not crazy. What are they doing here? Okay? The point I'm making thinking is that there's things you don't know. And that's the problem. It's the lack of knowledge of these things. It keeps their advantage over us. So I posted all this stuff. I did all this work, and my whole lifetime has been dedicated to trying to get my family and my people off the bottom of the rail. And that's where we are. We're off the bottom. I would say we are. So what excuse do you have except for chasing that dollar? That's nothing but paper. Food is the next gold. Heirloom seeds. We want to get seeds from the gardens that are generations over there in Africa. We want their seeds. We want the soil. We want the salt. We want the minerals. We want anything that they could bless and send to us. And we'll try to market it, vice versa, and move on and back to Africa that way. We have to create an economy of our own. We spend, I forgot how many, $8 billion or something like that in the black community on what? Our time. I ain't got time. Do you have a video player? Do you have a PlayStation? Do you have a PC? Do you have these mahad? Well, that takes time. If you're concerned about your future and your children's future, you're going to the wrong university. The universe is free. And the knowledge and wisdom that's been from, like I said, there's no record of beginning and there's no record of end. That's there for your access. But you've got to understand DNA. You have to understand energy. And the best way is to study biogeometry. That's the buzzword, because that's going to eliminate the monopoly over power. Everybody has this. We're walking around generators of this energy. And the more we understand our DNA, the more we can put out. We can change the world that way. I would have never survived. My children would have never made it, because I never got jobs from these people. But I've opened up mills and created jobs all my life. So call me. That's what I do. Call me. Get in touch with me. My email, Google me. You just have to put my name in a search engine. Any search engine. Contact. If you can't do it, then you are a targeted individual. If you do not have the guts to call another person just because he's a stranger, or because you think he's something you imagined and you don't know until you communicate with him, then you're one of them. You're not one of us. One of us, we can communicate. We can have a dialogue. We're not part of this system. Okay, so I want to close because I know I got a schedule to keep, and I know I've taken all this conversation over. I'm sorry about that.
I'm sorry. We don't have a lot of time. But anyways, I'm going to say it's going to be a movie or many movies.
And we have to own it. We have to own the copyrights. Hollywood has been pimping our history and our culture for eons. It's time to take over. And I'm warning Hollywood and all these actors guild. You touch any of this history, we'll be in court.
Well, it has been a pleasure to be able to sit here.
And it was nice to meet you.
And I know this was the last time. And again, call. Very separate, and everyone's just kind of doing their own thing. But it's the immigrant experience, isn't it? Because when you think about it, what else could they do? Our parents came and, but go ahead.
No, you're doing fine. As far as understanding what you're doing, there's been generations and generations of this same thing been done. The only difference between your father's efforts and the African American effort is the African American had no place to go. The Cape Verdean people, which was independent in 75, and by the way, the PAIGC that formed the government there wasn't just Cabral. There was a fellow named Rafael Barboza. If you go check your history, you'll find he kind